But you have a YouTube channel with 2,000 subscribers, so basically, what's it going to be like 11 years from now? That should be like 25,000 at least.
Oh hell yeah! Hopefully, ooh, get that quick growth.
And then you can get banned from all the bars around where you live. You can get thrown out of your apartment. What else happens when you get YouTube famous?
Everyone stops talking to you.
Girls from high school kill themselves because your YouTube trolls were mean to them. You can't forget that one.
I'm so slow. I've only just realised you're doing Cobra.
You have to savagely murder a sex doll. That's another one.
Oh, multiple
Sex dolls.
And a flashlight.
You have to have and a flashlight. But you murder the flashlight on camera, so that's even better.
Yeah, you got to show. I got to show you some strength. I got to intimidate the trolls with a knee.
You have to get multiple wellness checks based on the fact that you literally look like you're gonna die.
And that social media doesn't give a shit.
It doesn't. And stay in my hand, you piece of shit.
I'll smoke you.
I'll smoke you till you're dead. Okay, we have to now that we brought that up. I know that your channel by no means is exclusively Cobra, but it's just it seems, in my opinion, that it's been very glossed over. Where in that drunken apocalypse or whatever it was called, we all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The fact when he puts the guitar down the second time and he leans back in his chair. And he just, almost under his breath, he just goes, "I'm fucking miserable." I've been a follower of Josh for about 2 years now, and I've caught up on all the history. That was the first time where I ever, looked him in the eye through the computer screen and was like, he almost became self-aware.
He does have self-aware moments a lot of the time. It's mainly through Sean, though. Sean. I don't know why I said Sean. Sean. Yeah, he does have self-aware moments, but I think that's the first time he's directly said that he's miserable. He'll just make fun of himself.
He will, and obviously I don't know him personally, but I feel like a lot of the time when he seems as if he's having a self-aware moment, like you mentioned, where he'll make fun of himself, which for a majority of people, if you're able to make fun of yourself and laugh at yourself, it can be a signal of a good part of your personality. I think with him, what it actually is he's seen other people do it, and it's almost like a learned behavior to him. Like the element of, okay, I'm able to not take myself seriously. I'm able to laugh at myself. It's almost as if that is not a part of it for him.
Yeah, I mean, Sean's been with him a long time, but he pretty much essentially everything he does, it's just copied. Definitely.
And by the way, Sean he's not for sale, so stop trying to buy
him. Has there been any time where you've properly I don't know, not the sympathize makes it sound where he's sad. I don't just mean sad, because my example isn't sad. But have you ever just kind of, I don't know, smiled at Cobra, not because he's being a goofy regard? Yeah, hopefully I'm putting this well.
Oh no, absolutely. I understand what you're saying, and sometimes I even lose sight of the fact that the reason, or a primary reason I should say, I am so interested in Cobra is because we get to witness him doing horrible things and saying horrible things. But when you take him as a complete person, he's really not a terrible person. He's just deeply, deeply damaged and deeply, deeply in denial. And it's almost tragic, because it's when he was in Clint's basement, he had his issues, he had his problems, he was entertaining, but what it ultimately became was that part of him that was just getting progressively worse and worse. He didn't have any checks or balances like a lot of people do. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people do. Whereas that becomes a larger part of your personality, you for lack of a better phrase, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And he chose very hard to wreck himself. But I still, taking him as a whole, if I didn't know anything about Josh, and I met him, sight unseen, I could probably have a friendly conversation.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely a nice guy. He's well, to most people, he's far too nice. Where he'll just kind of let them step over him. The only real time I can remember him not being nice was with Caroline, homeboy Scotty's sister, I believe, where he said he'd like to stab her. But other than that, quite a swell guy.
I know we just got a new threat of stabbing with the guy at Frosty, so that was refreshing.
Did it? I didn't know that. I've missed out on recent Cobra news.
I was glad to see the season 2 of I'm Gonna Stab Somebody, brought to us by King Cobra.
Yeah, what I was thinking of a minute ago when I asked the question was that there was this stream of Cobra. He was just playing GTA 5, and he had his legs crossed in his chair, and he looked like just a little child, and it made me feel fatherly for some reason. And it was just kind of nice to see him just happy in his own world, even though he's kind of just boggling.
It's speaking of video games when it comes to Cobra, as somebody who can at least identify with him on the basis of fairly pronounced autism, it fascinates me when he talks about video games a lot more than you would ever expect somebody who almost never plays them talks about them. Like earlier in the Discord, I was making jokes about playing video games, but it's not something I talk about frequently because I don't play them very frequently. But it's always GTA 5. Oh, I got Dark Souls 2, thanks. And then every once in a while we'll get 10, 15 minutes of a gameplay video, and then that's it. And it's odd to me that so much of what he puts forward about things that he enjoys or things that he likes, it seems so manufactured and it seems so false. It's like, Josh, we know you really don't do anything. We know you sit in your bug chair and get drunk all the time and watch incels on YouTube. We know that's what your life is. You're not playing GTA 5 with your buddies. You're not, going places and doing things. This what you're showing to us is your life. And he's like a teenager where he's trying to glob on to, just he sees things that other people like, and he's like, oh yeah, I like those too, and he doesn't. It's all a lie.
I actually know someone like that quite well, and it's just I'm kind of switching topic here, but it's just I see the similarities between the two of them, and it's just so weird. You can just see them just latching on to just different things in order to make themselves look better, but it's such a what's a good word? It's such a pale facade. It's so obvious.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just as an example, the most recent video game console I own, and the reason I own it is because it was given to me for free. I have an Xbox One. When I first got it, because it was new and it was cool to use something new, I probably put a couple hours on it every day for maybe a few weeks. And then progressively, I haven't touched it in like months. But I still turn it on, I still make sure everything's running right. I make sure it's not covered in dust. Whereas if you look at Josh's Entertainment Center the next time he does a video, it is a solid layer of dust on everything.
Yeah.
His apartment is a tomb because nothing moves other than the
other than the bugs. The bugs move about a lot.
That's why the chair's not covered in dust. To make a good point.